Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Hope you're all good. So this is just a little quick one because I seen something on one of the my news feeds on my phone last night. Carrying on from my other video about the big green con. So Liverpool has now joined the Paris Agreement. Not surprising. And they're planning on only giving licenses to concerts and festivals that reduce CO2 emissions by 50% using renewable energies and stuff. So, is this the start of the slippery slope for Liverpool? Is this where our woke leaders, our useless leaders in this city, just start to screw us over like they're getting done in London and anywhere else that's doing 15-minute cities and what's the other one, fucking ULEZ and congestion and all that garbage? Is it or isn't it? Am I just being paranoid or am I seeing things before they happen? Because that's where it'll start. It'll start with, oh, you can only have your concerts here or your festivals in our city if you reduce your carbon footprint by 50% and start using renewable energies and stuff. And then it'll be, oh, well, we don't really want people driving near schools, so we'll put congestion zones around the schools or ULEZ zones around schools. And then it'll be the 15-minute cities. This is what I can see coming now. As soon as I seen that last night on my newsfeed, I thought, this is the start of the end. Or start of trying to be the end anyway. But I can't see, no matter what side of the fence you're sitting on, whether you vote Labour, whether you vote Tory, whether you vote Conservative, Greens, doesn't really matter. At this present moment in time, if you vote for either of the main three, Tories and Labour are just two cheeks of the same arse. You know what I mean? The Tories are just Labour light at the minute, and not even that light. But no matter who you vote for, Labour, Tory, Greens, what's the other ones? The Liberal and Democrats. Doesn't matter which one of them you vote for, because they're all being run by the woke. All being run by people who are too quick to bend the knee to please the noisy minority. And that's all it is. It's already been proven in London that the congestion zones and the ULEZ have done nothing, or next to nothing. The impact that the ULEZ and congestion charges have had in London on London's carbon footprint is so small, it's negligible. It might as well not be there. It's already been proven that it doesn't work, but they're still running it. And this isn't like where it's going to take 10 years to bring it down. If it was going to bring it down, it'd have brought it down ages ago. It's as simple as that. It doesn't work. It's nothing but a cash grab. And I can see them trying to do it in Liverpool now after I've seen that on my newsfeed. Concerts and festivals, they're trying to get less people to use their cars to go to concerts and festivals. The trains are disgusting and unreliable, not unreliable, but they're always late. So yeah, unreliable time-wise. The buses always stink. I haven't been on a bus in, years? But I can't imagine them still being any different now. People use their cars because they need to. Yeah, some people use them because they like to. I like to drive. I go for a drive every now and then, just because I can. Which, in all fairness, might not be allowed to do soon. Will I pay attention to it? No. This is not fucking communist China. We do not get dictated to like that in this country. We never have done, and we never should do. So, I suppose if I'm saying anything, what I am saying is, when it comes to your local elections, think really hard and do a little bit of research into all the councillors that are running in your area. Find out which ones of them oppose all this green nonsense, oppose the 15-minute cities. Find out which ones oppose all this nonsense that's going on right now, and vote for them. Because if you vote for the Conservatives, it's going to carry on. If you vote for Labour, they're going to want to do it harder and faster. If you vote for the Greens, well, they'd just ban all petrol and diesel cars the minute they got into number 10. And that's it. You would not be allowed to drive your car on the road. And the Liberal and Democrats, well, let's not even go there. They're about as electable as fucking Labour and Tories at the minute. But that's it. I mean, what's the only other real option? I mean, everyone's been raving about reform for better part of a year. And let's not forget, Richard Tice backed mandates for the jab. Whether you believe that bat flu was real or not, or not real or not, because it was a real thing, but whether you believe it was as bad as they were pumping out or not, whether you believed in the jab or not, that makes no difference. Makes no difference. If you believe it and you've got the option to do it, then that's fine. But when they want to start mandating stuff, that's when you turn away from them. You turn away from anyone who does mandate anything. But yeah, I seen that last night and I thought, do you know what? This is where it's going to start in Liverpool now. Do you know what I mean? I'm still a bit unsure whether it will happen or not, because our city, like many cities across the country, most of our income comes from, well, not most of it, but a fair chunk of our city's income comes from tourism. That's not just people from abroad coming in, because not necessarily everyone who comes in from abroad to visit Liverpool is going to hire a car. So they'll get trains, buses, taxis. But people from all across the UK who want to come to Liverpool to see some of the great museums, some of the magnificent architecture that's still in our city, and then some of the shit stuff that's been built since. The museums, the architecture, the docks. The docks is a big one for people, especially when you've got like the military ships and all that, you know what I mean? Military ships. We had the, what was it? The cruise liners. Everyone from all over the country came up to see them all. You know what I mean? Everyone was stood on the beach watching them all just dance or turn around, whatever they wanted to call it, in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? When we had big events on, like the Giants, people from all over the country drove up here. And some got the train as well. Don't get me wrong, some people did get the train, some people don't drive. But people drove to the city and paid to park in the city centre to see them things. So, yeah, that's why I'm still a little bit dubious, because we do have a fair chunk of tourism, whether it be the museums, the docks, the architecture, the Beatles, any of that. That all brings income into the city. Do you know what I mean? All the shops boom when we've got a big thing on. So that's why I'm still a little tiny bit, only a tiny bit, dubious that this won't happen. But it's something to keep your eye on. It is most definitely something to keep your eye on. Because, let's face it, they're all watching Sadsack raking it in. They are watching him thinking, why the fuck are we not doing that? You know what I mean? They're seeing him get away with it. No opposition. And any opposition that is there, he silences. And they're all called climate deniers. No one cares about your climate, mate. There is no climate crisis. The planet has been shifting in temperatures for millions of years. You can see that in the soil. When the scientists dig down, you can see when they've had hot spots, you can see when they've had cold spots. That's a fact. The planet shifts in temperatures. We have little curveballs thrown at us all the time. Super cold weather, super hot weather. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. Yeah, it would be nice if all cars were a little bit cleaner, but that doesn't have to mean you charge everyone who can't afford to buy a brand new electric car. And let's face it, most people wouldn't trust to buy a second-hand electric car. I know I wouldn't, unless I've got documents that the battery's been changed within the last 2 years before I buy it, with a warranty. Do you know what I mean? And I probably still wouldn't, because then you haven't got. It's like when I was on my arse again and I was driving purely because I had to. Do you know what I mean? And I'm throwing a tenner in my car. Well, you can't do that anymore, can you? Unless you've got 100 quid in the bank. There was times when I didn't have that much money in the bank. I had literally 15 quid in the bank on a Wednesday to see me through for petrol for the rest of the week until I got paid on Friday. What would I do now? I'd have to fucking walk to work, wouldn't I? And I've never worked within half an hour's drive of where I live. Never. Yeah, so I am not for a second telling anyone how to vote, especially anyone in my city of Liverpool, because I know the majority will still keep voting Labour because they've always done so. It doesn't matter. All I'm saying is look into any candidate that's running in your area, and if you drive a petrol or diesel car because you want to, or because it's cheaper and you can't afford a brand new electric car, look into them and see which ones are opposing all this cash grab, the fucking ULEZ, congestion charges, 15-minute cities. Look into which ones oppose them and give them your vote, whether that be an independent. I can guarantee it won't be Labour or Conservative. I can promise you. In fact, I bet me house on it that it wouldn't be the Greens. And, well, the Liberal and Democrats are just useless anyway. But that's it. I just thought I had to say something about that because it was pissing me off. But what do you think? Is this the start of where Liverpool City Council are going to start trying to bring in all the stuff what Sad Sack's doing? Even though everybody knows it doesn't work. All it's doing is making the poor poorer. I'm not asked. I can fill my car up whenever I want and go for a drive whenever I want. Doesn't bother me. But the fact that just the thought of being charged to drop my missus and the kids off in town to go to Yellow Sub or any of the places they go, or like Bounce City or whatever it's called, any of them, just to drop them off. Or even worse, if you put a congestion charge in town, in central town, like they have done like it started off in London. Cars and coffees in town. So people are going to be getting charged £12. Especially people from outside the city are going to be getting charged, whatever it is, £12, £15. They might change the prices compared to London, I don't know. But whatever it is they put up as a congestion charge, ULEZ charge, whatever, people from outside the city who want to come to Cars and Coffee to show off their nice cars, to show their nice cars off, are going to be getting charged that just to come into town, just to come into the city. Between most of them get there about 8:30, and most of them leave about 12, 12:30. So 3 hours, 4 hours. Do you know what I mean? Some people don't stay all the way. But I don't know. What do you reckon? Am I right? Is this where the start of it's going to be? Or am I just being paranoid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And oh, yeah, the leak stopped on the car, so I think it was a diesel leak. I've had no puddles under the car for 2 days. So either it was a diesel leak and the fix Mike had spot checks done has sorted it, or whatever was leaking's run out of fluids. I don't know. I'm going to check all the fluids when I get home later, just to make sure it's not like coolant or anything. So we'll check that out later anyway. Let me know your comments on this video in this comment section, and if you aren't already, hit that subscribe button. It's going to help grow the channel, and I'll see you in a bit.